Hi guys, and welcome back to the Cast with Neye. I'm super excited to be back on today's episode. Today's episode, for quality assurance purposes and audio fidelity, you'll be hearing some sound variation as well as lags because this was recorded via Zoom. But notwithstanding, we move regardless. So today's episode is a very exciting one. I mean, it's a new year, new beginnings, new everything, new. So this episode, we're going to be speaking on the power of vision and its importance. I mean, it cannot be overemphasized. And today we have a guest in the house. He is none other than Ogbonna Chibunna, co-founder and CEO Kiru Energy. Chibunna Ogbonna is an entrepreneur, investor, and nation builder. He's building towards a future powered by sustainable energy. He was a delegate at the World Climate Summit, United Kingdom 2021. Chibunna Ogbonna is an alumnus of Clean Technology Incubation and Acceleration Foundation. He's also a social innovator and top fellow at Leap Africa. Notwithstanding, he's also a Sahara Impact Fund top fellow at Sahara Foundation, a fellow of the International Sustainability Academy, Hamburg, Germany, and the European Development Days EDD Young Leader 2021 for Sustainable Energy. Please join me as I welcome Ogbonna Chibunna. Thank you so much, Chibunna, for gracing today's episode and to my podcast today. I'm super excited to have you on my podcast. So speaking of vision and its power, I mean, it cannot be overemphasized. Let's take a look at Habakkuk 2 verse 2, where it talks about writing down your vision and making it plain and all that. Now, if I may ask, how would you describe vision, its power, influence, and importance to one's life? Over to you, Chibunna. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Neye, for the opportunity to feature on your podcast, Cast with Neye.
I'm super excited, yeah.
And also the topic you actually asked me to speak on is a topic that I've kept studying for the past 4 or 5 years now, and even this week it was one of the Bible verses I was meditating upon, because I started thinking back to 2017 when I started my business journey basically, and I could see the hand of God from that time up till this point. I was just saying, okay, I was here before, now look at where I am. So that means if I keep going, I will be in a greater place in the next 4 years as well, or in the next 5 years as well, So then I started meditating on the Bible, Habakkuk 2 verse 2, like you said, that write the vision down, make it plain on tablets, that he may run that he reads, right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, and though it tarries, wait for it, for it surely come, it will not tarry, to not fail, So this particular part of the Bible is not always read by a lot of people because it's hidden in Habakkuk, so people hardly find their way to Habakkuk. But I've discovered that visionary people, or people who are building something very, very big beyond themselves, always reference back to that particular Bible verse. Even those who are not even Christians go back to that particular Bible verse to paraphrase it or think about it. So speaking of vision, I'll quote Miles Monroe, Dr. Miles Monroe of blessed memory, one of his books, The Power and Purpose of Vision. He said that vision is the capacity to see beyond what is at the moment, or the capacity to believe what is beyond yourself. So vision is kind of ambiguous, because when you start trying to talk about it in terms of spiritually or physically, a lot of people can confuse it for different things. But the truth of it is that vision is always ahead of you. Vision is something in your future that you have the ability or the potential to attain. Vision is something that drives you towards the attainment of a worthy goal or a worthy ideal, and vision is always beyond the person. Vision is bigger than the person. Vision is even transcends the person's abilities, the person's resources, the person's qualifications, the person's family background, their environment. Because once the idea or that idea of the vision is planted in the mind of the carrier, if the person is courageous enough to carry on that vision, that person will find that they will begin to attract resources, they begin to attract the people, they begin to attract everything that they need, in order to achieve that particular vision. And one great thing about vision is that vision has the ability to transform a man or woman from being an ordinary person to an extraordinary person. It transforms a mediocre into an excellent person. It transforms a fearful person into a courageous person. Vision, if given a chance, can make a man, make a woman of any background, race, color, whatever. It doesn't matter. Once you are able to catch that particular vision, then you are going to really do something great in this life. And somebody will be asking me right now, or listening to me, will say, this vision, where does it actually come from? The truth of it is that all visions come from God, the creator of heaven and earth. A lot of people use different words to describe the creator. Some call him the creator, some call him infinite intelligence, some call him the universe, in some context. Yeah. A lot of people use different words to refer to God, but the truth is there is a God that created this world and everyone in it, and he's the one that gives you a vision, and he communicates this vision to you through your mind. That's why Napoleon Hill, referencing his book Think and Grow Rich, will say that all sources of achievement proceed from thought, and vision comes in the form of thoughts first. You start thinking about it, then imagination start building up, then from imaginations you start seeing something beyond yourself. That thing that you see beyond yourself inspires you to live today, inspires you to make the most of today, and makes you look forward to tomorrow. If you listen to a lot of accomplished businessmen or politicians or leaders, anyone who is ever accomplished, ask them what drives you or what motivates you. They'll tell you that they are always excited to start the new day, and they are always excited to look forward to the next day. Why? Because they have something that they are working towards. They have an objective that they are working towards, and if they get to that objective, the vision is amplified, because vision is in phases. Vision expands. It's not fixed. It expands, it amplifies, it grows. So the more obedient the person or the carrier of the vision is to the vision, that person will find that they are given more responsibilities and given more opportunities as well. Yeah, so its importance is so great in terms of, number one, the transformation of one's character, because vision will enable you to transform your character. Every bad habits or character that you have in the past, your vision, if followed consistently, will enable you to overcome those bad habits and evil characters or bad characters. Myself, I'm a very living example. You begin to think only thoughts that actually move you towards that vision. You only think thoughts that drive you towards that objective, and every other thing that comes to you as an alternative, you reject it. Even if the opportunity is good, even if the thing is so nice, you don't accept it because it does not align with your vision. Yes. Then another thing again is in the terms of helping one to overcome adverse challenges or helping one to overcome adverse setbacks. I, for one, have experienced quite a number of setbacks in my in the first 2 decades of my life, right? And I would say I've not gotten, like, I'm not 30 yet or 40 yet, but I know that there are more challenges to conquer in the future. But the age I am right now, I've seen some great challenges that I couldn't have overcome without the help of the vision that is inside of me.
Yeah.
I've faced like very, very tough times while in the university, during my studies. In fact, there was a time where I thought I would not graduate. There were times when I felt everything was crumbling around me, but then I still had something to hold on to, which was my vision, because that was the light I could see. That was something that kept shining a light on my life, and I stayed on it. I stayed on it, and now I'm not regretting anything at all. You see, another thing again is that vision helps you to be focused. You will not be distracted by what your friends are doing or what is trending or what all your family members are now the best way to go. It will not even allow you to be distracted, even when your own father, the father that gave birth to you or the mother that gave birth to you starts telling you something that is not aligned with that vision. You will refuse. If they say, okay, Chibunna, go become a medical doctor, and you are not supposed to become a medical doctor, and you decide to abandon your vision and go and become a medical doctor, you will live a miserable life. So vision helps you to avoid a miserable life, even if your closest and loved ones tell you to go in a different direction that you know is not the right direction for you. So vision helps you to choose your own life. Vision enables you to make your own choices, because we all come into this world as individuals. You are going out of this world alone. So it's better for you now to understand why you are here. It's better for you now to start making your own decisions, bear the consequences, and look at how that will transform you as a person. Because without the ability of vision, without you exercising vision in your life, you'll find out that you will be clouded by indecision, doubts, fears. Your mind will be out of control because every other thing externally will be dictating. You will be reacting to situations. Anything that happens, you don't have control over yourself. You are afraid, So those are some of the vices that, if you don't have a vision, or if you don't follow the vision you have in your heart, they cause. So another thing again is that vision enables you to conquer even your fears, even conquer your past success. Because most times when we achieve something, we tend to be complacent. But vision always, like I said, vision makes you to look forward to the next day. Vision makes you understand that you are not there yet. Like, there is still more to achieve. So that means you will keep persevering. You keep pushing to the next big thing. You keep pushing for the next milestone, because there is never any time to rest. Because anytime you decide to rest, complacency will come in, and you start becoming lazy. Before you know, you are no more serious. You become distracted. So you need to always have a vision that is yourself. Another wonderful thing about vision is that vision is not done or achieved by yourself alone. You are going to need a team of people. You're going to need a team of people to achieve that. And the team of people is not that they must work in your organization or your enterprise or whatever it is. It means a team of people, including your advisors, your mentors, your mentees, the people you look up to. Yeah. A lot of people can be described as your team. And these people, according to Napoleon Hill, he describes them as the mastermind group. Now, the mastermind group are the people who you surround yourself with. You selectively surround yourself with in order to help you achieve your dream or your vision. Yeah. So that's all about all about it for now, for time's sake. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chibunna, for answering that question. I mean, like, you went through the whole journey and what vision is, what is not, and the rest of them, and the power and influence that vision has over someone's life. The fact that you said that vision helps you or makes you to always be on the go. Like, if you have vision, it's like a compass to your life. It helps you navigate through life easily, and the rest of them. Thank you so much, Chibunna, for answering that question. So I'm moving over to this question segment. Like, a lot of people have asked this question, and I feel like it's high time we get answers to this question. So what can a good vision, or what does a good vision entail?
Well, there is really nothing like a good vision. Every vision is great. Good is not the best way to describe vision, because every vision is great. Yeah. So the qualities or the characteristics of a great vision is, number one, that it comes from God. Like I told you, the first one, it comes from God. It's not self-imposed. Vision is not ambition. Vision is not selfish aspirations, just thinking for yourself and for yourself. No, vision is something that is beyond yourself, is beyond you as a person, right? So the first idea, or the first thing I would say, the characteristic of a great vision is that it's beyond you. it's from God and it's beyond you. It's very large, it's bigger, it's so big. It's so big that when you think about it, you get scared. That's how great it is, and it's something that keeps you working. Like, you are always doing something meaningful. No idle time, no time for being idle. There's always something to do. So that's another characteristic of the vision. Another characteristic of the vision is that it brings meaning to your life. Like, you find out that you become like a blossoming tree planted by the rivers of waters or streams of waters. You are always green, you are always happy. It excites you. Every single milestone you hit towards the vision makes you 10 times younger. Like, you are always happy pursuing those goals. Like, before we had this podcast, I was telling you, I'm still at the office around 7 p.m. I was just coming back, and now we are doing the podcast around 8 p.m. or so. And I've been in the office since morning, working on something related to my vision, and I was not tired up till now. Like, if you ask me to keep going, I will keep going. Why? Because I'm doing something I know is important and it's beyond me. So it keeps you on your toes. It makes you to improve your character in a lot of ways. So the thing about a great vision is that the carrier of the vision is transformed, is changed, the carrier of the vision is made anew. The person is transformed. You cannot carry a vision, you cannot walk out a vision, you cannot run with a vision and remain the same person. Never. It's not possible. So those are like the main qualities of a great vision. Yes. Yeah.
Like, how did you draft out a vision and the rest of them?
Okay, well, the first thing I'll tell anyone listening is to seek knowledge. So when I received the idea, or when I received the vision from God in 2016 or so, or thereabout, the first thing I did was to write it down, like the instruction says in Habakkuk 2 verse 2. No matter how large and big it is, I wrote it down, and I started ruminating about it, and the first thing I asked myself is, what am I lacking? What don't I have, or what do I need? And then, in order to build a great house, or to build anything great, even the Bible says in Proverbs 24 that you should seek wisdom. Like, wisdom is what builds a house, right, and fills it with good things. Yeah. So the first thing you need to do is check yourself, check your skills, check your education, qualities, whatever. Ask yourself, what are you lacking? And basically, you must not go and get a PhD. I'm not saying that getting a PhD is bad, but you must not go to you must not do anything more extra in order to go ahead about your vision. What you just need to do is to know exactly what you need. If you need to get a master's in order to further your vision, that is good. You know. If you need to get an MBA, you know. If you need to go for a short course, you know. If you need to acquire a new skill, you know. If you need to make friends with people who know what you don't know, that's another good step. Do you get? So you just need to understand, what do I have? What do I have? Know your strengths and your weaknesses. Make a personal SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Know the things that are your strengths. What are your highest strengths? Myself, a good example, number one, one of my greatest strengths is the power of imagination. Number two, the power of leadership, or the gift of leadership, right? Then number three is the ability to ensure that anything I set out to do, I must succeed at it, no matter how many times I fail. That is the power of persistence. Another power I have is a pleasing personal attitude that attracts people to me, basically, or that, because I'm very attracted to people, right? So it makes it easier for me to make new acquaintances, to connect with new people from anywhere in the world, Another gift I have is my energy, like my energy itself, who I am. When I come in, the way I'm talking like this, anywhere I go into, you feel that energy. Anywhere I go into,
you're easily spotted out. True.
Yes, I'm always spotted out. I cannot be, you cannot find me at the backstage. No, I can't be at the backstage. You always spot me out because of my energy in the room, because I will not pretend, right? So you need to know all those strengths. Then in terms of weaknesses, you can say, okay, maybe I'm not good at networking, or you might say I'm not good at writing, or you might say I'm not good at public speaking. Whatever that weakness is, check if you can work on it. If you can't work on it, you can find a friend or a partner who can do or complement you, and that's where I told you the mastermind group comes in. Yeah. Then opportunities, you ask yourself, what can I do? Where can I start serving already? Where can I start serving? Because vision is about service. Where can I start serving already? You don't need to wait till you write that you are a CEO or managing director. You can start serving from wherever you are. It can be from your class, it can be from your church or from the mosque, it can be from your office, it can be from anywhere. You start rendering quality service, to people around you. And then for the threats are those bad habits: laziness, procrastination, gluttony, lack of control of sexual appetite, a lot of bad habits, that one needs to be very, very careful of in terms of pursuing their vision. So these are some of the things that you need to check. So when you do a complete SWOT analysis of yourself, then you now understand and know where you stand, and then you make necessary decisive steps, in order to gain the knowledge you need, in order to avoid the distractions you need to avoid, eliminate bad habits, and then focus on your ultimate purpose. And then the final one is self-development, which was the first thing I also said about, getting wisdom. So self-development never stops, it never ends. Like from the one level to another, you always seek knowledge. From mentors, from books, from podcasts like this one, from videos, from a lot of things. All the resources right now are available. From observation, you observe the people in your industry or in other industries that you really admire, that you would like to become like. Doesn't mean that you should copy them verbatim. Rather, emulate what they carry, emulate what you see in them that you love, and apply it to your own. So that is
yes, exactly. Okay, so after drafting out your strengths, your weaknesses, and then where you feel you can serve, then that's when we can proceed into the vision board and the whole vision board stuff. That's when we can actually now draft out and then put it on our walls or wherever we can easily get access to, so that every day it keeps on being a reminder to us that this is where I'm supposed to go, and I have to work towards it. Because of this, I have to constantly develop myself and work on myself so I can get to that point. Thank you so much, Chibunna, for answering that question. Now, another question that keeps popping up: when you drafted out your vision, was everything going exactly as planned? Because there's this well, I don't know if I write a vision, I don't like, people want to know the essence of writing vision, whether it's going to like kind of plan out or structure your life in a way that every single thing that is happening that you wrote, every single thing in your life is going accordingly to how you wrote your vision to be like. So I'm asking you that question: when you wrote yours, was because your life today, is a replica of your vision you wrote? But at first, when you were starting up, was your vision or was your life playing out exactly or accordingly to the visions you wrote initially?
Okay, well, I would say how to answer this question. It's a very difficult question, I must confess, because why? We all are different human beings. Different orientation, different life experiences, right? And different upbringing. Okay. So it's not just about writing the vision down. Okay. It's not just about writing the vision down. It's more of a mental attitude. Like, you need to keep thinking about this thing. It has to be the central thought of your life. How do I mean? It has to be the overarching meditations of your mind every single day. The truth of it is, where I am today, I've always seen it from when I was very little as a child. At the age of 8, when I gained consciousness, I already saw myself where I am now. Okay, but I didn't know how it was all going to play out. But I started taking steps then as a young chap, just towards doing well in school, reading. I was always reading. I was always reading books. In fact, anywhere activities are going about knowledge, gaining knowledge or doing something, you always find me there.
Yes.
I was most times locked up in my
True.
room. Most times locked up in my room, creating my imaginations. I was drawing. Anything I see, I draw. Anything I see, I try to create. I don't know if you get me. So those were
Yeah,
even
I
up
do.
to today. Do you know that even up to today, I still think back to my childhood and remember the things I did. I led teams. I started a football team in my village as a child. Then at the age of 8 to 9 years old, you know, because when I
Wow.
watched international football, I wanted to replicate what I saw in international football in my village. So my mom was
Yeah.
my mom was my investor. You know that even up to now, when
Mm.
I'm trying to think about my entrepreneurial life, I don't just start from 2017. I start from when I was a child. I start asking myself, who was my investor?
Wow.
I see my mom. She was the only
Yeah.
funding all my ideas and projects. I was like, wow, okay, nice. And the great thing was that each idea I had, I worked on that idea until I executed the idea, and that became a habit. It followed me to
Yeah.
school where it followed me to Air Force Military School in Jos, where I led my class for many times. Then I became the Fellowship of Christian Students president. I organized programs, a lot of things, organized events. I also became the mathematics club president then. So each step I went, I saw that my leadership potential was growing. And then when I came to Futo, I didn't know exactly how I was going to, how it was all going to happen, right? But I had a definite aim. So when I decided to study chemical engineering, it was nobody chose it for me. Do you get? I had a reason why I decided to choose chemical engineering because of this particular vision thing that we're talking about today. Because I saw a gap in the world and I felt I could be part of the solution. I didn't know where I was going to play exactly, but I knew that if I studied a course related to what I really want to do, I could jump or I could land on that thing. And then when I got into school, like I told you, I was not a normal student. I kept attending events, conferences, workshops, out of school, out of Owerri, in Lagos, in Abuja. I travel. Oh my God.
Yes.
Traveling up and down. That's the truth. My parents would think I'm just in Futo all through. No, I'm in Futo. Sometimes I'm not in Futo. So I'm not recommending it for everybody because you cannot be me. Everybody cannot be me, and we all have
obviously
visions, right? And not everybody can take the risk I took, and not everybody can endure the consequences of the risk I took. I don't know if you get me. Every vision has their own risk. And
I do.
Yeah, right.
True.
Now, so everybody has to understand what it will cost them, because vision will cost you. And remember, there's a part of the Bible where Jesus said, do you want to build a house and you don't count the cost, right? You don't start trying to build a house without counting the cost. So you need to know exactly what the cost is, what the vision will cost you. To cost you sleepless nights, to cause you to lose friends, to cause you to even sometimes, not be in good terms with your family. Yeah, I'm saying that one with a kind of emphasis because there was a time when, how will I put it? There was a time when I was not really everybody in my family because, I was always, doing this. I was always stubborn on trying to achieve
doing
this.
that.
Yeah, and they're like, no, do this. I'm like, no, I want to do this. Then, but with time, when you see the results of your consistency and your persistence and your being definite about something, they now begin to, honor you and respect you and, believe in you more. So for someone here, you might be facing that challenge because maybe your family members are not supporting you at all. Don't be discouraged. You just have to know that if you start getting results through your consistency, they will be the first people to also cheer you up because they love you. They'll be the first people to also cheer you. And most times, our family members, it's not like they don't like us or they don't want us to achieve our dream. It's just that they love us so much that they don't want us to take risks. So, but you need to overcome that by taking the risk necessary for you to achieve your vision. And then by the time it starts paying, you see that everybody will come back again. So you don't lose anything. And again, one beautiful thing about family is that they can never throw you away. So even if you at the first attempt, nobody will throw you away. They will still support you, right? Yeah, so
they'll still bring you back.
Exactly. So my friend, just keep pushing on exactly what you want to do, and everybody must not discover their vision or whatever at this age, right? See, there is no script to this thing. There is no script. There is no form. There is no
Yeah.
template. There's this thing we used to call area of concentration in school then. There is no area of
AOC,
concentration.
yes.
You just have to wake up every single day with the mindset of being a giver, with the mindset of contributing, with the mindset of making a difference. Once you can wake up with that mindset, you begin to attract. Like I told you, man is what they think about. We are what we think about consistently. So if you start thinking in terms of being of value to the world, being of value to your community, and instead of you to wake up in the morning and despising where you woke up from, cursing the country or cursing the economy or whatever, what are you doing every single day that you wake up? Apart from eating, drinking, chatting, sleeping, what else are you doing? What are you contributing? Those are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. And those were some of the questions I asked myself, in the past, which helped me to be where I am today. And I'm not even where I am supposed to be yet. I'm still on the journey, because it's a journey. It will never end. It
Yeah,
only ends
exactly.
when
True.
you reach your last. And also, it does not end even when you reach your last, because your legacy keeps speaking after you, right? So, my
True.
friend, whoever is listening to me, one thing I have to tell you is that there is no script, okay? But you have to decide. You have to decide that I'm going to be of value to the world. You don't need to know how it's going to happen. The how is not your business. The how in quotes is not your business. All you just need to do is, are you willing to try? Are you willing to try? Are you willing to be different? Are you willing to take in the mockery from friends when they start say, this one, when did this one start? This guy has changed though, or this lady has changed though. When did this one start going for seminars? All those kind of derogatory and mocking comments. One has to build the resilience to withstand all those kind of comments, and don't let those things get to you. Change your circle of friends. Find people that elevate you, people that edify you, people that motivate you, people that inspire you. They are all around you, your peers, your seniors, your juniors. They are everywhere. Find them, associate with them, because when you start hanging out with chickens, you start hanging out with lions. So that's how it goes. Yeah.
What on streets? Okay, next question, Chibunna. Thank you so much. Like, it has been a wonderful one so far.
Yeah.
So the next question too that is also always popping up. When drafting out a vision, is it proper to put time frames to it? Because there are some times when you draft out visions and you're like, okay, you now put time frames or time bounds to which you want these things to actually happen or come to manifestation. And then sometimes it doesn't always work as planned, and people become depressed or demoralized about it, and they're like, I thought they said we should write vision, and when you write vision, everything will just start happening. I put this time bound, and yet it's not happening. So is it proper to always put time frames to our vision when drafting it out? And when it doesn't happen as stipulated or accordingly to the time that we put there, how do we deal with managing everything, the whole situation?
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to also speak
You're
from
welcome.
the Bible, which also say in Proverbs, where the wise king said that to man belongs the making of plans, and to God belongs the direction of that man's steps. Okay. So if you look at that particular verse, it clearly describes everybody's responsibility. It tells you what the man is supposed to do. It tells you what God is supposed to do, or what infinite intelligence is supposed to do, or what the universe is supposed to do. You know how I'm saying it this way because I want to make it as inclusive as possible. It doesn't matter whatever name you call the creator. He's the creator. You can't deny it. So you as a person, your own role is to make plans. Make plans, put deadlines to those plans, put timelines to those plans. Then allow God to direct your steps. Okay? And then there's another part of the Bible that also says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Again, it comes again saying direction. Okay, now you are the one to make plans. You are the one to come up with plans. If you don't come up with plans, there will be no direction. As simple as that. If you don't come up with plans with time-bound objectives, or with time-bound goals, there will be no direction of path. That's just how it is. Because you've not set out a destination. How do you want to
understand it? Yes.
You've not set out a destination. How do you want to be directed? Do you get?
Yes.
So
I had network issues, but I can hear you now.
Okay, I was saying that if you don't set out a direction, if you don't set out a destination, if you don't set out a destination, there is no way to get direction. So
yes,
you need to set out a plan. And do you just wake up in the morning and say, okay, in fact, do you just wake up in the morning and start going anywhere? You say, okay, I want to go to school today, or I want to travel to Abuja today, or I want to do this today. Then you now start receiving instructions and plans on how to go about that particular destination or plan. So you have to set the plans and be patient. Albert Einstein said that the reason for time is so that everything will not happen at once. I will say that again. The reason for time is so that everything will not happen at once.
At once, yes.
Everything cannot happen at once. All your plans cannot happen at once. So even if you set timelines and you pass those timelines, or you don't meet those timelines, or what you decided to do didn't come at that time, it doesn't matter. You just keep going. That's why the Bible even made it clear in Habakkuk 2:2 that said, for the vision is yet for an appointed time in the future. Though it may tarry, wait,
but it will surely speak. True.
It will not fail. Though it tarries, wait for it. It will not. Even though it says it will not, though it delays, wait for it. It comes to the end and also says it will not delay. So what does it mean? It means that your vision is just assured. Like, do you know right now? I am so certain of the truth. Like, I'm so certain about my future. Like, I'm so sure. Like, I don't worry about it. I don't think about it. I don't even stop myself about it. That certainty is there. Why? Because the vision is there, and you believe in the vision, and you are working towards it. So it's just natural that everything is going to align in your favor with time, at the appointed time. So as long as it's not yet the appointed time, if you go and set the timeline when it's not the appointed time, God will push it to the appointed time. It might not be what you like, but it will happen at the appointed time. Now, what do? You are not a spirit. You are not God that sees what you are not. So the best thing is you wait patiently for it, because all the instructions are clearly there. Though it tarries, wait patiently for it. It will not tarry, it will not fail, it will surely come. So why is it that we don't want to wait? In fact, it's a very big problem in our generation now, because our generation is filled with so many fast things: fast internet, fast transportation, fast education, everything fast. Even fast food, you get everything fast. So we want everything to happen when we want it, like now. I want it to happen now. You don't care, you just want it to happen now. It doesn't work that way. Spiritual and high value things don't happen that way. I read a poem, was it a day before, that says that rocks don't form in 1 year, and rocks don't form in 1 year, right? And diamonds don't form in 1 year as well. Like, you don't just, all those things that are very valuable, they don't just come by in 1 year or in 1 day. They take time. So if you're going to build anything big, just focus on building it big, and no matter how long it takes, wait for it. Yes. So that's the advice.
So I was saying that no wonder this controversy where people normally say or talk about vision, that what's the need of actually writing visions when I can actually wait, and at God's appointed time, like he said, that let his will be done. And at God's appointed time, he'll actually manifest or do what he wants to do. Because you were saying that earlier, that even if we put time frames, that like the Bible said that it will happen, but even if it tarries, finally it will shall happen.
Yeah.
So is that why people, how do you deal with, or what do you have to say about this controversy of not writing visions and getting
Yeah.
to wait for the will of God to actually be done in your life?
Yes. Okay. Actually, one thing you have to understand is that God, the Creator, made everyone in this world. So even if, irrespective of your religious belief, whether you're a Christian or a Muslim or you're a Buddhist, whatever, these are universal laws. These are the laws that the world was built with. These are the laws that the universe was made with. Just like the law of gravity does not respect you, whether you are if you like, be the president. If you jump from the top of a tree, you will fall down and you will have a lot of injuries, right? So the laws of gravity that and other laws, other physical laws that and cosmic laws that keep this world together, they don't respect you because of your religion or anything. Actually, once you align with them, or once you align with those laws, how they work, then you will also get the results associated with those laws and principles. So one of those laws is the law of seed time and harvest time. Now, many of the things that we read in the Bible for Christians, a lot of them are just natural laws. Natural laws. Please don't confuse it. So, my dear, when you talk about vision, vision is not just for a particular group of people. No. As long as you have a brain, as long as you have a mind of your own, you can have vision, because that is the gift that was given to every human being that was born into this world, right? The gift of imagination, the gift of creation,
Yes.
the gift of creativity. So it doesn't matter. So the reason why it's emphasized that you should write things down is for your own good, so that you will read and run,
Yes.
not for you to just say, I have it in my mind. Okay, let me tell you something. If you go for a business, why am I saying business? If you go for a training or anything, okay, and
It's in the blood.
yeah, we go for, well, because that's where I mostly find myself, so that's why it just
Yes,
comes out of
true.
my mouth. Yeah, so if you go for a
It's
training
justified.
and you just sit down and listen all through the training, you never write anything down, believe you me, by the time you go back to your home, you will not remember 1% of everything that was said in that training, even though you were sitting in the front, even though the facilitator is your friend and your brother or your sister or whatever. You will not remember 1% of what they said at the conference. You will be asked, what did you learn? You can't remember. But if you wrote down things that made great impressions on your mind, you will remember faster. You can go back and reference them. It will stick to your mind, and that's how you learn. So basically, you cannot just keep it in your head and say, you have to write it down. In my room, if you come to my room, both in Nigeria or here in Germany, you will find stickers all over my walls. You will find writings, you will find inspirational quotes, you will find this, you will find that, you find this. A lot of things written everywhere. I have my vision board, I have my vision canvas, I have my vision canvas on my phone, on my laptop, everywhere. Like, I surround myself with my vision. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. When I wake up in the morning, is the first thing I see. Before I go back to bed, is the first thing I see. When I'm trying to go to the bathroom, I see something related. When I come back from the kitchen, I see something related. When I want to go downstairs, I see something related. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So, hello? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
great. I thought I lost you again. So what I'm trying to say is, you need to surround yourself with writings and things that remind you of your vision. Basically,
True.
Anything, quotes, pictures, texts, anything at all that can remind you of where you're going. It's very important for your focus, because in this world there are so many distractions, so many distractions. So you need to surround yourself with things that are in line with what you're doing. And let me tell you something that is also very, very key. I was meditating about it today. Today is the 2nd of December. So the thing I was meditating upon is that vision is actually only for those who can really be courageous, because the easiest thing to do is to follow the already marked out path. All right. The easiest thing to do is to copy from another person. When you are creating anything, the easiest thing to do is to copy and paste, right?
Yes.
Creating is difficult. Creating takes energy. Creating takes risk. Creating takes resources. Creating takes a great amount of courage. And that is what visionaries are. Visionaries are creators. It takes a great amount of risk. So, and it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for people that start today and they remove their hand. No, it's for people that can say, we put our hand and we stay there, we stay on it.
Yes,
For a long
regardless.
time.
True.
Now, somebody can look at my profile or Google about me or whatever, and they will just start saying, how did this guy do this? No, I've not even done anything. And all the things I've done so far, all the things I've done so far is just by the grace of God. And again, just by staying consistent. I've had days when
Consistent. Yeah.
I've had days when there was no money in my pockets. I did not lose my vision. I've had days when I didn't have money to buy food to eat. I've had days when I had to beg friends to send me money to eat. I've had days when I lived on 1 meal per day during a course in Lagos. I had days when I stayed for almost 1 week without money. I had days when I did a lot of sacrifices for my company, for my, I had days when I have money for myself, but because of something came up for the company, I take the money and send it for that thing to be carried out. So, oh my God.
There's a lot of sacrifice. Yes.
Like I told you guys something that you need to understand the cost of your vision, and you need to be the person willing to take it on. For me, I'm privileged. I say I'm privileged. Why? Because my background growing up was it was fun and tough. I'm grateful for my mother, especially, and then my dad. I'm grateful for my upbringing, one. Number two, I'm grateful for the schools I went to. I went to a military school, which was a very tough place to study, right? And in the military school, a lot of pain throughout almost the days, right? So you are going to build a pain threshold, and you'll be able to absorb a lot of things with your mental strength. Okay.
Yes.
So I think that's one of those. Those are some of the advantages I have over somebody that might want to try what I'm doing. But what I'm trying to tell you is that anybody can do it. It doesn't matter whether you went to a military school or not. Like I started.
Oh no. Yes.
Like when I started this conversation, I said that everybody is different. Their upbringing, their background, their experiences. So, but
True.
The beautiful thing about it is that each of these our experiences and unique background is built for our own good, in order for us to actualize the vision that God will put into our heart. That is the main thing I'm trying to say here, that everything that's happened to you in the past and that will happen to you today and that will happen to you in the future, everything is for your own good, is for your own profiting, is for the best. Everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, every single thing.
Yeah.
Every single thing. So you need to be someone who is flexible. You have to be flexible enough in order not to receive temporary defeat as a failure. You need to know when a plan is not working and you switch immediately. Like during the phases of how we have built our company so far, we've changed so many things, but each time it's not just a change, it's what you call a refinement. We keep refining, but the main goal remains the same. I don't know if you are getting what I'm trying to say. So the main vision stays the same. However, you keep refining and refining. You keep refining because there's always room for improvement. So there is no time to say
yes.
The vision is rigid. No, vision is not rigid. Vision can be definite. I did not say rigid. If you Google definiteness and rigidness, they are different things. Okay,
they're different. It's true.
Vision is definite. You know where you are going, like you know your end objective. You know that this is where you're going to end up in, and you keep moving towards, despite what is happening around you, in your environment, in the economy, in the world. You don't care. COVID happens, it happens for your good. Lockdown happens, it happens for your good. Everything happens for your good. If
true,
you are a visionary. Yeah.
Yes. Wow, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Chibunna. I mean, like, you have taken us through vision, what vision can affect one's life. Everything that you have said is that making a vision is very easy, but with consistency, that's the only way you can attain or get the end objective of those visions that you have drafted out. And also, vision entails or needs a lot of sacrifice. Sacrifice, very, very important. So, Chibunna, before we wrap up, we are entering into the new year. I mean, we're already in the new year, basically. So, what's your advice? What do you have to tell people out there concerning making definite, like you said, definite visions and definite and achievable visions for the year?
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity again. And what to say? Okay, the first thing I would like to say is this. There is no right time, there's no right time to actually say, okay, when is the right time to have a vision or when is the right time to start. Just start from where you are. And you say, how do I start from where I am? Start by meditation. Sit down and ask yourself, what am I going to achieve this year? We can even start with that 1 year, just start with this first year that we're going into now. What am I going to achieve this year? It's about writing New Year resolutions. A lot of people, we grew up and heard that people write New Year resolutions, and we also
yes.
And that is how it is for many things in this world. I grew up and I saw Christmas and I said, oh, everybody's celebrating Christmas, and we are all celebrating Christmas now.
True.
We grew up and we saw a lot of things, and we are all celebrating those things. We never asked ourselves, what is the history of this thing, or why should I do it? We don't question a lot of things. So I want you to question all this New Year resolution stuff, because it's not just about writing a long list of resolutions on the first day of January or the 1st December. It's about following through every single month, following through every quarter, following through till the end of the year. So, and that has to come with a lot of discipline on a daily basis. On a daily basis, meaning that you set out a vision that will take a lot of time to achieve, right? So that every single year you are achieving a milestone towards that particular vision. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, because that's how it's working for me. I don't know any other way that works. But what I'm trying to say is, you need to have a definite vision that is so large that you are working towards. Make it the central objective of your life. Make it everything, all your decisions are around that vision. Everything around that particular vision. Okay? And someone who might be listening will say, okay, but I've not discovered it. Doesn't mean I will not do anything this year. No, like I said, start from where you are. Start, what can you change? You can maybe it's your sleeping pattern that you need to change. You need to start sleeping earlier and waking up earlier. Maybe you need to start reading self-development books, or you have a lot of them on your shelf, but you've not opened one. I'm speaking from experience. So, we are all young people here. We know ourselves, right? So, and then
yes, we do.
Or you say, okay, I'm going to start doing this. You set alarm. When the alarm rings off, you shut the alarm off. You don't wake up when you set the alarm.
As in the normal, dismissed.
So there are a lot of things we need to start changing first of all. Now say, okay, I'm ready. Before you can be ready for this thing. Okay. And again, another thing is you need to start taking out more time for yourself. You have been let's assume throughout last year, every minute of the day you are with all your friends, chatting on Facebook, on Instagram. You never had any alone time to think. The problem is many of us don't make our time to think. We don't. So since you don't think, you cannot plan. Since you can't plan, there is no vision to achieve.
Wow, true.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Wow, thank you so much, Chibunna.
Pleasure.
It's a wrap now. We are signing out now. Thank you so much, Chibunna. We are super grateful for having you. Thank you for squeezing out your busy schedule and having to feature air on my podcast. I'm super excited. Thank you so much, Chibunna. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Great job.
Okay.
Yeah.